Hello! Handshakes are common gestures used to greet and establish connections or indicate agreement between two individuals. Did you know there are various types of handshakes and they have different meanings associated with them? It also varies based on culture, social, and personal factors too. So, it's important to be mindful of the cultural norms and the context in which you are offering a handshake. Join me, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Indian Airforce veteran, a performance augmenter, and your personal brand strategist. I will teach you the right way of giving a professional handshake and build your unique personal brand for success. A professional handshake is the most commonly used handshake in today's corporate world. It's not limited to men only. It establishes a rapport between people during an interpersonal interaction. The situations where you use a professional handshake is, say, during an initial introduction between you and a stranger, or it could be on a meeting, or in the interview, or in an in-person job interview. It also could be used when you see other professionals or a colleague you haven't seen for a long time. But whatever it is, when someone extends their hand during business meetings, negotiations, industry events, or an interview, it is important to remember that a professional handshake is not an indicator of talent. However, a firm and confident handshake can leave a positive impression in a professional setting. Come, let's learn some tips to improve your professional handshake. So friends, the main goal of a professional handshake is to create a positive and respectful connection. This initial interaction can set the tone for how the further interactions progress. There are some points that you need to keep in mind to make this interaction effective. Number one, maintain body language. Practice proper body language by standing tall. Don't be overly stiff. Keep your shoulders relaxed and maintain an open posture. Remember the 3SC rule. If you are seated when someone approaches you for a handshake, stand up to greet them. It's a sign of respect and attentiveness, more so when it is a woman. Number two, be mindful of your hands' condition. Ensure that your hands are clean and dry before engaging in a handshake. Avoid offering a sweaty, damp, or dirty hand. Avoid using your left hand in lieu. In most cultures, right hand is used for a handshake and considered right. Reserve your left hand for situations where you're not in a position to extend it. Do explain and apologize, say, sorry, I can't give you my right hand because it's dirty, or so, before engaging with a left hand shake. Number three, pay attention to the setting you are in. Adapt your handshake to the formality of the situation. A more formal setting might call for a more traditional handshake, while a casual setting may allow for a slightly more relaxed approach. Practice the timing by knowing when to initiate a handshake. That is, the appropriate moment, such as when you're introduced or when you're about to start a conversation, etc. Maintain a warm expression. A smile can help create a positive and friendly atmosphere during that handshake. Tip 4. Provide your full hand. Offer your whole hand, not the front tips of your fingers. Make sure that the webbing between your thumb and the index finger meets the other person's webbing and index finger. This gives a solid grip. A firm grip communicates confidence and professionalism. Avoiding gripping too tightly, as this may come across as aggressive. Hold your hand vertically during the handshake. This establishes equality and respect. Make sure to establish and maintain eye contact while shaking hands. This shows confidence. Try to match the energy, that's the vigor of the handshake, and the style of the other person's handshake without imitating it. This helps establish a bonding between the two people. Number 5, avoid being too limp or too strong. Strive for a balance between a limp handshake and a strong one. Striving for a balance between a limp handshake and an overly strong one. You want to convey confidence, without making the other person uncomfortable. A handshake should last just about 2 to 3 seconds, and avoid holding it for too long, as it may become awkward sometimes. Tip number 6, be respectful of other person's personal space. While shaking hands, respect the other person's personal space, especially when interacting with the opposite gender, avoiding getting too close or invading their personal bubble. Use the other person's name when introducing yourself, like saying, "Hello, Mr. So-and-so." It shows that you are focused on the interaction and attentive to the surroundings. Keeping these 6 tips in mind, practice your handshake with friends, family, or with colleagues. Get their feedback so as to improve your technique. Tailor your approach to the situation and the individual you are interacting while maintaining authenticity. Remember, a firm and confident handshake can leave a positive impression in a professional setting. The goal of a professional handshake is to create positive and respectful connections. So friends, do join me in my webinar where we practically learn to incorporate these tips so that you can leave a positive and memorable impression. And don't forget to like and subscribe as we journey together to develop, brand you, and deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind.